Listen to me, Blake Lively. Tap out. Tap out. Call Uncle right now. Please take my advice. I don't feel like I am like Octagon side UFC fight, and you're like, oh my gosh, is this guy's neck gonna get snapped? Please just tap out. Be done. Be done with this. Ref, please call Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds out. Just call this out. Because I'm telling you, they are not going to win this.
Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing. This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon.
The lawyer also wrote the website that was put out this weekend, saying Blake's lawyer also complained about Justin Baldoni's new website dedicated to the case, telling the judge they think this is improper. Brian Friedman, his lawyer, defended this, saying that Blake's team is doing the same thing, citing the New York Times article where Blake first made her sexual harassment claims against Justin. He says the paper only gave Justin 12 hours of notice.
90 minutes? That's all it took for Justin Baldoni to grab his first major win in the courtroom against Blake Lively. And trust me, that was enough to have Blake and her legal team completely rattled. Was this the final decision? Nah, but it was a big step in how things are about to go down. And with the way it's looking, Blake's in some real trouble. If you haven't been following, here's the lowdown. Blake Lively hit Justin Baldoni with a shocking $250 million lawsuit, accusing him of civil harassment. But Justin wasn't about to just sit back and let that slide. Oh no, he came back strong with a $400 million countersuit, accusing Blake of extortion and defamation.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
Now they're finally in court, and believe me, this is shaping up to be one of the messiest Hollywood legal battles we've seen in a while. The moment the court session started, Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, walked in like he was ready to go to war. And let me tell you, this dude was on a mission. Blake's legal team, they were clearly rattled by how intense he was coming at them. And honestly, who can blame him? This is the same man who publicly promised to sue Blake into oblivion.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan.
And the way he was handling business in that courtroom, it was clear he meant every word he said. Blake's lawyers were so shaken, they tried to hit him with a gag order to shut him down. But the judge wasn't having any of it. Not today, baby.
The judge chose to not impose the gag order on Justin Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman today, but did threaten to move up the trial if the media press war continued.
The judge came down hard on Blake's team, pointing out that her own lawyers had been just as loud in the media, so trying to silence Friedman would be straight up unfair. And just like that, Justin's crew got their first win of the day. But hold up, it gets worse for Blake. Blake's legal squad didn't stop there. They went on to whine about how Friedman was too talkative, claiming that his constant interviews and media appearances were making it impossible for them to keep up and respond in time.
Blake Lively's lawyer does not like Brian Friedman and says he's being way too chatty about this case to the public, giving them little wiggle room to respond in the court of the public opinion.
Every time they tried to respond to something he said, he was already moving on to the next bombshell, leaving them scrambling just to keep up. But did the judge care? Not one bit. He shut that whole argument down, letting Friedman keep on talking freely about the case. Another loss for Blake. But the real madness kicked off when Blake's team realized Justin Baldoni wasn't just fighting this in the courtroom, he was taking it straight to the internet. Blake's lawyers were absolutely livid when they found out Justin set up a whole website for the case, where he was planning to post evidence, including footage, receipts, and lawsuit papers.
Baldoni's team launched a new website over the weekend, featuring an amended legal complaint and a 168-page timeline of events, including newly released text messages allegedly sent between the embattled stars of It Ends With Us, as well as Lively's husband, actor Ryan Reynolds. One alleged text from Reynolds to Baldoni expresses his excitement about It Ends With Us, writing, "This is gonna be incredible. I happen to adore you, Justin."
According to Blake's team, this was totally improper, but Friedman wasn't about to let them slide on that one. He came back swinging, reminding everyone that Blake Lively was the one who went to the media first. She hit up the New York Times to air out her allegations, and guess what? She only gave Justin 12 hours to respond before they dropped the article. Before he could even speak up, the story was already online, smearing his reputation.
The lawyer also wrote the website that was put out this weekend, saying Blake's lawyer also complained about Justin Baldoni's new website dedicated to the case, telling the judge they think this is improper. Brian Friedman, his lawyer, defended this, saying that Blake's team is doing the same thing, citing the New York Times article where Blake first made her sexual harassment claims against Justin. He says the paper only gave gave Justin 12 hours of notice.
So if Blake could use the media to air out her side, why couldn't Justin do the same? Friedman made that point crystal clear, and once again, the judge sided with Justin. But then came the biggest punch of the day. Blake's lawyers begged the judge to let her pick who would question her during the deposition, clearly hoping to avoid Friedman. But the judge wasn't having it. He ruled that Blake doesn't get to choose who deposes her.
Counsel for Miss Lively has made it clear that Miss Lively does not want Mr. Friedman to be the attorney who takes her deposition. We are unaware of any situation that would warrant the deposed party to have a choice in which attorney takes her deposition. Parties to litigation simply do not have the right to decide which of the other opponent's attorneys may or may not take their deposition or perform any other aspects of the opposing party's case. And essentially, the judge agreed and told her lawyer that she does not get to choose who deposes her.
And that right there, that hit her legal team hard. You could see the frustration all over their faces because let's keep it real. They know exactly what that means. Friedman's a beast, and Blake's clearly terrified of him. For those who might not know, a deposition is when someone's questioned under oath and everything they say can be used in court. So there's no spinning the story, no dodging tough questions. And with how hard Blake's team has been trying to keep her away from this, it's obvious she's not ready to face Friedman straight up. Now let's break that down for a minute. If Blake Lively really believes in her allegations, why is she so afraid of a deposition? Why is she avoiding Friedman like he's the boogeyman? If she's telling the truth, shouldn't she be eager to sit down, answer the questions, and let the facts speak for themselves? Instead, her legal squad is throwing every excuse they can think of to keep Friedman away from her.
Listen to me, Blake Lively. Tap out, call uncle right now. Please take my advice. I don't feel like I am like Octagon side, UFC fight, and you're like, oh my gosh, is this guy's neck gonna get snapped? Please just tap out, be done with this. Ref, please call Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds out. Just call this out. Because I'm telling you, they are not going to win this.
The judge wasn't having it and shot down their request. Another win for Justin. By the time that hearing wrapped up, it was obvious who came out on top. Justin and his crew had their hands raised in victory after every single argument, while Blake's team got hit with loss after loss.
We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence in a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
The judge also made it clear that both lawsuits are now one case, so this ain't gonna be some long, drawn-out legal mess. This is about to be one wild courtroom battle. And guess what? The trial is locked in for March 2026, unless they manage to settle before then. But let's keep it real. If this thing actually goes to trial, Blake's in serious trouble. And don't forget, this ain't just a courtroom fight. It's a battle for public opinion, too. The way things are looking, Blake's perfect image is taking a big hit. Fans are torn, some still got her back, while others are starting to side-eye her motives. Meanwhile, Justin's out here stacking up all the receipts, making sure he's got all the proof he needs to clear his name and flip the script on her. That website alone shows he ain't backing down, and honestly, that's some next-level thinking. Blake used the media to throw dirt on him, and now he's using the internet to fight back. Now, the real question is, should Blake just swallow her pride and say sorry before she digs herself into a deeper hole? Because if she doesn't find a way out of this, she could be looking at a $400 million price tag to Justin Baldoni. And where's Ryan Reynolds in all of this? If his wife takes an L on this, it's gonna hit them hard. Heck, $400 million is more than Ryan and Blake's combined net worth. Maybe it's time for Blake to eat that humble pie and try to fix things before the court wipes the floor with her. And let's be real, losing this case, that's $400 million she'll never get back. Money that'll end her Hollywood career for good. Even with all of Ryan's money, this type of financial blow would still be a game changer. And that's if her career doesn't take an even bigger hit. If she loses, it's not just about the money. She's losing her credibility, her reputation, and any shot at being taken seriously again. Hollywood loves a juicy scandal, but it also loves a winner. Right now, Justin's the one with the upper hand. One thing we know for sure, this legal war ain't over.